Today, we tackle the everlasting discussion, the always debated but never solved. Who is the best Bond actor? So yeah, I think this discussion is perfect for my channel because James Bond is all about style. Yes, it has car chases. Yes, it has hot women. Yes, it has machine guns and action and gadgets and all that good stuff. But it's encased in style and poise. And as you well know, I believe style first here. So I think this is a great discussion. I've always liked to debate this with people, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and my conclusion on who is the best Bond actor. But that being said, and this has to do with style, so I guess I should get changed. How's that look? Look a little better? A little more appropriate for a Bond conversation? Okay, so before we get into who is the best Bond actor, my name is Timothy Sands. This is Fashionable Father. If you're one of the lucky early subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new here, I present content to help you present your best selves. If that intrigues you, subscribe if you're so inclined. Okay. Let's get into this, all right? Per usual, this was highly scientific. I scoured the internet for information. I analyzed box office stats. I made sure I talked to people, interviewed people. I'm joking, I didn't do any of that. This is pretty much just based on my opinion and childhood and my love for movies. And if you have watched my previous videos, you probably know which one I believe is the best because there's definitely hints in some of those videos. But if you haven't, stay tuned, I will get to that pretty soon here. So there was a couple guys early in the game. I don't even know their names, so they're not even on the list. Up front, I'm gonna take off the list, is Timothy Dalton. Yes, he was good, but he only did like 2 movies, and I don't think anybody really puts him in the running just because he really wasn't quintessential James Bond, even though he did a pretty good job. Sorry. The Thomas Crown guy, what's his name? Oh yeah, Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan, I don't know. I always think of Thomas Crown when I think of him. Which is another reason why I'm knocking him off the list right off the bat.
One rises to meet a challenge.
I mean, he was good, but he definitely doesn't, to me, communicate quintessential James Bond.
It is my oil.
That leaves us with just the last 3, right? Now, this one right here, I'll say this one right here, most of the times people take off the list pretty quick. But I'm gonna say this right off the bat, I love you, Daniel Craig.
Thank you.
I love you, man, but no. I gotta take you off the list, dude, because I think they were great movies, but I feel like they were just kind of extensions of Bourne Identity. I mean, come on, let's be honest. They had a lot of Bourne Identity feel, right? So I don't know. I love Daniel Craig movies. I loved those movies, but he's not ranking in the top 2 of James Bond's.
Thank you, Dr. Swan.
You know me? I love me some 60s.
Can I help?
Why, Mr. Bond?
I love the whole era. And yes, he is the OG. I'm taking Sean Connery off the list. And that leaves us, that's right, Roger Moore.
Have no head for heights.
The quintessential James Bond. Now stop, before you leave, before you start yelling at me, because I know a lot of people like to either choose Sean Connery or Daniel Craig. But come on, Roger Moore. Like, he just reeks of British, relaxed poise, but he could do the action. He could do all the stuff. All those, he also did the most movies. He did 7. Is that right? Hold on, let me check. I gotta check my notes. Yes, 7 movies. Yeah, that's right. He did 7. Now, picture me. I am a little, 8-year-old boy. Like, my dad goes, hey, watch this movie, son. This is gonna be enjoyable. And sometimes when your dad tells you to watch your movie when you're only 8 years old, you're like, all right, sure, Dad, cool. And this movie starts with this man skiing down a mountain. He's skiing backwards. Bad guys are chasing him down these amazing, like, Swiss Alps. And that is just the start of the movie. And then you watch this amazing British actor do his thing. He's super poised, he's super relaxed, he's smooth. My dad says, hey, that's James Bond. And I'm like, this is James Bond? So that was my introduction to James Bond. And then I watched, I don't know how many more movies. Come on, one of them's titled Octopussy. I mean, really? That's one of his movies. And then, I don't know, I'm sitting downstairs and this old movie comes on and I see the start of the titles and I'm like, oh, this is James Bond. It looks a little old, but I'm like, oh, cool. I'm super excited. I don't know how old I was. I think I was 11, maybe 12. And I'm sitting down and Sean Connery comes on. And I'm looking at my dad. I'm like, Dad, this is not James Bond. And he's laughing at me. He's like, yeah, this is James Bond. This was the first James Bond. This is actually more of a James Bond than Roger Moore. And I'm like, no, just stop talking, Dad. Just stop talking. There's nothing more James Bond than Roger Moore. Simple as that.
You really do have a magnificent abdomen.
There just doesn't. There isn't. So that is my history. That is why, and I think there's a lot of people that would agree with me. There's a lot of people out there that only knew Roger Moore as James Bond and then were introduced to Sean Connery. And I am definitely one of those people. So that's right. Roger Moore, he is, in my opinion, the best James Bond actor for sure. I believe this 100%. I will debate with people over this. I have absolutely no stats to argue and very few facts, except for the fact that he did the most James Bond's movies. So there. So let me just pay my respect to Roger Moore. He did die in 2017 at the tender age of 90. So the man had a good life, a good long life, and he was in Cannonball Run movies, for goodness sakes. And even in the Cannonball Run movies, you didn't really think of him as anything else other than James Bond. My name is Timothy Sands. This is Fashionable Father. If you do like this video, I think you'll like this one right here. This had to do with my top 5 fashionable cities. And always remember, never forget, style first. All right. That's my boy. And you know I gotta do this. You know I gotta do this. Bam. All right, everybody. See you on the flip side.